What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy, C-Dub, aka Whit, coming at you guys with yet another commentary. This time, again, it's California Bicycle Racing's 7 of 7 finale event. This is the Category 4 race that's about to go down. Thank you all for clicking this video. Thank you for taking the time. This video is going to be just over 35 minutes long, and so I am super excited to be able to share yet another video with you guys. As you see right here, I'm currently sitting behind Dustin Benedict with the nice LEL kit on, and I'm excited. Let the good times roll. We are here. You have right there in that white skin suit, Skoda skin suit, that is Adrian Coe. And I'm excited. Right here to my immediate left, that is Rick of PRT, Paddock Racing Team. And those gentlemen, those legends, are the guys I used to race with at the beginning of the year, as well as last year. So we are here. This is my second race of the day. I believe this event took place on I want to say July the 7th, and we're out here getting it in. As you all see the matrix of my screen, I have the race overlay on the top right, I have the race matrix at the bottom, I have my cadence, I have my speed, my heart rate, as well as my power, and then just above that I have the rear camera. And the cameras that I'm using for my videos, if you don't already know, are the GoPro Session 4s, which I do believe are some fantastic and amazing cameras. Just to push a button and get them bad boys rolling, they're amazing to have, especially in what we're doing as bike racers, criterium racers, road racers. They're perfect for what we need. Right here to my 11 o'clock is Melissa Haley of Go Fast. So we did have some females, some women in this Category 4 race. And I love that. I love being able to race with men and women. It's awesome because there are women out here that are just as strong, if not stronger, than some of us men. So again, I was watching a video, a Cameron Jeffers video of the Tour de France that just ended. Congratulations, Egan Bernal and Team Ineos for their win, and Team Movie Star for taking the overall team competition. But he mentioned something in that video about women that I want to also give a highlight to. There were a group of women that were doing the day's stage race, the stage race a day ahead of all the men, and they're just ultimately trying to prove and to show that women can do it as well. And so I really want to promote minorities in bicycle racing. I want to promote women in bicycle racing. I want to promote youth in bicycle racing as a whole. That was my ultimate objective. That was my heart's passion. I love it so much. I know you love it. If you're not riding a bicycle yet, but yet you're watching these videos, I ask that you would subscribe. I ask that you would go get you a bike, and I ask that you would get it in with your boy C-Dub. Let's do this thing together. Right here, I got Jorge. I'm passing as I come up on 429, which is Ray Vega of Serious Cycling. And then just to his left, that is Isaac Hernandez of VELO Pasadena. 445 is Hector, right there with the Bahati blue and orange and black kit on right there. So right now I'm just tucked in. I believe we're about lap number 2. And again, the first few laps, everybody's getting a feel for the course, and usually what throws us out of sync of getting a good feel for the course is when the race promoters do a hot lap, meaning the whistle gets blown, they call out the preem, it causes it to be a hot lap. So everybody, we're going, we're running, and I got Jorge right here with this nice USA cycling kit on. I really like those bibs. Jorge, that's really nice. I'm gonna have to look into that. But it's a hot lap, and it causes the peloton to go really hard, to go really fast, to try to get that first preem of the day, whether it's a cash preem, a product preem, bar point preem. You know, it really causes us to come out of our comfort zone and really put down some power in the first lap. So right now, I'm just now passing Fran, coming up on Pat English's wheel. This is Patrick right here, 440, as he's sitting again behind Isaac of VELO Pasadena. And so again, we just went through the start finish, and so now the race is starting to come into its own. We got 429 right there, and that again is Ray Vega. We got 443, that's Mark Rocha. 430 right there, that is Peter Verth, who is wearing the green jersey, which is the most active rider. You know, he's the guy that goes off the front and attempts for those breakaways and picks up about 6 preems if they're offering them for the course. But he's in the green jersey, so I'm currently sitting right now behind Peter Verth. I have Mark Rocha behind me, and I believe I have Coy just to my immediate right there with the SC VELO kit on with the red Cask Proton helmet on. So right now we're making our way. Again, I'm sitting here tucked in behind Peter Verth, and right now I'm sitting next to Caleb. So this is Caleb right here with this nice LA kit on. I see LA a lot on Instagram and social media, so those kits look really, really good. Right here to my immediate right is John Senendoza, another ex-teammate, and I believe they're doing really, really good this year as a team overall in all their different races that they got going on. So again, I'm sitting here just tucked in behind Peter Verth, and you got Caleb going up the way. He's on the outside making a move up. We got Mark Rocha right there making a move up, and we're just tucked in. So I'm trying to stay behind Peter Verth's wheel because Peter, again, he has a big engine. There's Josh. He's going up, sitting behind Furman of Serious Cycling. So right now I'm trying to stay tucked in, staying out of the wind, so that I can maintain as much energy that I have so that I can be there at the end. Again, this video is going to be just over, I said 35 minutes. It's probably going to ultimately be about 38 minutes long, less than 40 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. But right now, as you see, we got a little bit of a gap behind me. I believe that's Furman behind me right now. So you see that we're starting to streamline out the peloton, streamline out this group, and I'm currently still sitting on Peter Verth's wheel. And the reason why I mark Peter is because he's that type of guy that will, if you're not paying attention, he will spring off the front, he will bounce out to the left-hand side or the right-hand side, and then he will just leave the peloton. And he's consistently doing that, so I know that with him doing that, he's getting stronger every single race that we do. And because he's doing that, there's going to be one of these particular races where he goes off the front and he never is brought back. And as I mentioned in other videos before, he has broken away with a few people, Felipe, and I also believe it was with Isaac, and they actually were on the Carson course. They stayed broken away for probably about half of the race and took first, second, and third. So right now I got Furman to my right side, number 417, and I also have Wes behind me with oh man, I can't remember. I'm going to say Jorge behind me. I can't remember. I can't see his number. 440. No, I can't remember the guys behind me. I just mentioned his name earlier, but we have, I'm sorry about that weird silence right there, ladies and gentlemen. But I have Wes behind me, and I'm sitting currently now on Coy's wheel as we come up next to Caleb and Peter as we're passing Adrian Cole. So right now, so what I do is I leave gaps sometimes, and what that does is that allows the anxious riders to jump in there. So I left a little gap. Caleb came in, but then he kind of fell back out. So I took the inside line. So now you see me sitting on Coy's wheel. We got Peter Verth going on the inside. We got Caleb following him. We got Wesley coming up on him as well. I'm staying on Coy's wheel so I can stay out of the wind. We got Mark Rocha over there trying to jump on Stephen Walters' wheel of Lagrange. So right now I'm still sitting behind Coy. I got Mark Rocha to my right. I got Adrian Cole behind me, and we are moving. As you see, we're going 26, 27 miles an hour. My cadence is 93 revolutions per minute. My heart rate is at 175 to 77 beats per minute. And my power, of course, is going to consistently fluctuate because that's from, you know, how much pressure I'm putting down on those pedals. So I'm staying engaged on Coy's wheel. I see Steven right here, and Steven is a very reliable wheel to jump on. So if you notice there in the transition of Coy coming underneath Steven, I kind of hesitated a little bit to see what wheel I was going to jump on. And just like I anticipated, I knew that Steven would react to the movements that were going on in front of us. So instead of jumping on Coy's wheel, and that would have put me too far forward, which I need to learn not to be so afraid of later on in the race, but I kind of hesitated a little bit. So hopefully that the more anticipating rider or more anxious rider would jump on that gap. Steven jumped on that gap. Therefore, I jumped on Steven's wheel, didn't have to use so much energy. So now we see Steven out of the saddle, bridging up a little bit, and you see me not following that. So now I have Gamma Laura right here, right behind, oh my goodness, I have a list of names right behind Felipe, which Felipe with Serious Cycling is in the gold jersey or the yellow jersey. Right now we're passing people. We got Josh right there in the navy blue simple green kit. Again, once again, I am sitting on Peter Ver's wheel. To my immediate right, my 3 o'clock, I have Mark Rocha. I have Adrian Cole behind me, and you see how we're all moving. We have Caleb coming underneath again. And it's a preem lap, so this lap right here is a preem lap, and the pace is gonna pick up a little bit. So you see now, again, we're going 27 miles an hour, doing about my revolutions. I'm coasting right now. I was doing about 68 revolutions per minute before I went to coasting. I have Mike Starr behind me. I have Mike Starr behind me in the H&S kit, and we're moving. Coming up on me right now in the red kit, if you look at the rear camera, in the red kit, that is Austin Croyer. His father is Bernard Croyer, who used to be a pro tour cyclist who had rode with Bic and some other big name cycling teams back in, I want to say, in the 70s, the 60s and 70s, and maybe even in the 80s. I can't remember the timeline. But right there, we got Dustin Benedict coming underneath. We got Tito coming underneath right there in the nice, bright, new 2019 breakaway cycling kits, the gray, red, and neon green. So right now I'm sitting on Dustin Benedict's wheel as we're pushing down 31 miles an hour, and you see my heart rate is really, really good. I'm touching in the 160s as well as the 170s, so I'm good in those ranges, you know, for recovery. There's Jared with the iSpeed racing kit on to my right. He's falling back right now. So right now I'm sitting tucked in on Dustin's wheel. So I'm consistently surfing wheels, consistently figuring out whose wheel am I going to follow. Like, I could have jumped on Jared's wheel right here. I could have jumped on Tito's wheel right here, but I'm staying tucked in right behind Dustin. Dustin is moving, Dustin is staying with the group, so it doesn't require me to do anything out of the norm. I kind of moved to the inside just to have an inside handle on coming up on this turn number 4. I got Croy right there, number 452 of SC VELO. I have Austin Croyer, who Austin even told me in the races that he sees me, that Brandon Sanchez back there in the rear camera with Austin with the big orange, and then we have Irvin back there in the breakaway cycling kit. But Austin, who is in the red right here in the back in my rear camera, he told me that he sees me and he marks me because he said I find myself in good positions throughout the race. And so if you will notice, if you will take your eyes off the big screen, take it to the small screen in the bottom left, how Austin will be on my wheel majority of this time now that he has found me, and he's connected the umbilical cord, the bungee cord, and he's not letting me go. So right now we're coming underneath 441, which was Alicio of Serious Cycling. I'm coming up on Jared's wheel behind Stephen Walter. Jared kind of puts down some watts, pops up. Stephen Walters jumps on Jared's wheel. I got a nice little bubble in here, so I come up on to Stephen Walters' wheel, maintaining my line, maintaining that wheel, staying connected there. So we see Jared pops off. We see Stephen kind of bolts up, comes out the saddle. I, again, did not want to expend any unnecessary energy, so I let Jared slide in. I jump right on that wheel. So now I have Tito and Jared in front of me, so I'm drafting. We got Adrian Cole on the inside going up. We have Isaac Hernandez going underneath with him. We have Peter Verth in the rear camera next to Austin. And so right now I'm staying tucked in on the inside of the peloton, trying to stay out of as much wind as I possibly can so that I can have some legs for the end of this race. As you see, again, we're going 25 miles an hour, 86 revolutions per minute, 159 beats per minute. And as you all already know, I am in a good place. My heart rate is really, really good, and I'm doing all right. Putting out over 500 watts there. We see Peter Verth, he was on the outside of us, so I pop out to jump on that wheel because I know that if he's gonna go, I can hold that wheel for a short bit of time to maybe move up the peloton. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you. I really, really do thank you for taking this time out. I know you all love these commentative videos. I love doing the commentative videos for you all. And I ask that if you're watching this video, I ask that you would hit that subscribe button. I ask that, you know, turn your phone, vertical, upright, and I ask that you would hit that subscribe button if you're watching it, and you can hover over the CRITWIT logo in the bottom right of the screen. I ask that you would click that subscribe button that pops up when you hover over my logo. I ask that you would do that to be a part of the family. Yes, I'm asking that you would subscribe. Yes, it means the world to me, and I ask that you would also hit that thumbs up button to let me know that you really like and you appreciate this commentated footage, this information. I forgot to say in the beginning of this video, if you are on a couch, if you're on a recliner, if you're at work, if you're on a trainer, I ask that you would get comfortable. I ask that you would hunker in, get your beverage, get your snack of choice, and I ask that you would enjoy this journey with your boy. And I ask that if you have not yet subscribed to this family, I ask that you would subscribe. I desire to share with you the journey of life behind bars on two wheels with your boy C-Dub, as we take this thing from 0 to 100, as we go from 5 subscribers to well over hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I ask that you would join this family. I ask that you would share as we go forward and look forward to continually racing and providing you guys grand and amazing footage. So as you still see, I'm sitting still on Peter Verse wheel. I have Austin Croyer still behind me. I have Jared back there next to Austin Croyer, coming up on 427. 427 is, if I got his name, I may not have gotten his name because I didn't sit behind his wheel. Didn't get the name, but that was Serious Cycling. And so again, I'm just tucked in behind Peter Verth as we're making our way around the course. So right now we are roughly about 15 minutes into the actual race footage. And so we have about 18 more minutes of race footage to go. So of course, doing good. You still see I'm sitting here close to the front. I can still see what's going on up ahead of me. I don't believe there was any breakaways up ahead of me, and we're making our way. So right now we see we got Felipe up there, we got Adrian Cole, we have Steven Walter, we have Peter Verth in front of me, we have Austin Croyer, we got Furman behind me, and so we got some people around us that are some good hitters. And that's, again, I've mentioned before in another video, birds of a feather flock together. Those people that are really anti and desire us to place really well in the races, they are the ones usually up front. As you now see Gamma Laura, he's going up. Gamma Laura's number was 416, barely can see it because the pins came undone. And I use, some of you all may be wondering what we use to hold our numbers down. Some people use safety pins. That's what they have at the races, safety pins. You see the pace is going up. I'm over 500 watts right now. Staying on Peter Verse wheel, pushing out 33 miles an hour, just staying tucked in. Again, I let a gap happen so that they can slide right in. See, I let a gap happen and I let Caleb jump right in. I jumped right on Caleb's wheel. I got Javier back there behind me with the SC VELO, rocking the nice Allay Sprint. He's actually in the rear camera behind Austin Croyer. But what I was saying about the bib numbers is that people use different things to hold their bib numbers on. Some people will use adhesive spray. They will spray down the back of their number and then apply it to their jersey, or they'll spray down the back of their number, spray down their jersey, let both of those surfaces get tacky, and then stick them together. Some people will use safety pins, which we poke it through the number, through the jersey, back out the jersey, back through the number. So pretty much it's going through your jersey and number 2 times versus 1 time. And some people will put on, anywhere from 4 to 8 pins, depending on what your preference is. I put 8 pins in when I use my pins. But the last thing I want to introduce to you all is what's called BibBoards. That's BibBoards, BibBoards. And what I use is BibBoards because most of the numbers that we get have holes in the 4 corners. And so BibBoards is kind of like a button. It's a plastic button that doesn't necessarily put holes in your jerseys. So I use BibBoards for my 4 main holes. And what I also purchased was a hole punch so that I can poke additional holes in the sides of my number. And then I bought additional BibBoards. So roughly I had 8 BibBoards until I personally started losing them to hold down my number on my jersey. But what I can say is that BibBoards are a great product. You can customize them. So mine have the actual CritWit logo on them. Looking at putting the CritWit emoji on the next series that I purchased. But they are amazing. They're just as good as the safety pins. You don't have to worry about ruining your jersey. You know, BibBoards are really, really good. So check BibBoards out when you get a chance, and their information will be in the description below. So as you see right now, I am sitting close to the front and really just trying to make sure I don't get caught up front doing any major pulling. And I'm right now behind Gamma Laura, sitting next to Furman. Again, left a little gap there because I saw that Gamma was out of the saddle, and Furman was to my immediate right. So I'll let Furman slide right in. I jump right on Furman's wheel. You look at the rear camera, you see that Austin Croyer is still sitting on my wheel. You got Peter Verth coming underneath right there in the green jersey. And we got Jorge, number 400. He's coming on the outside. And again, people are trying to consistently move up. We got Patrick English right here to my left. And then we have 445, which is, I said his name earlier, Hector. Yes, Hector. So therefore, Hector came on the outside. So again, trying to stay in the middle of the peloton, and we just went through the start finish, and we're getting closer to the end. So I have Patrick English on my rear tire next to, or actually I have Austin Croyer on my rear tire. I have Patrick English and Javier back there, and we got some people trying to make some moves on the backside to come up. And again, all these names in front of me, I've probably mentioned once or several times before, from Wes Morgan to Patrick English to Adrian Cole to Jorge to Jared to Furman, Stephen Walter, Austin Croyer behind me, Hector behind me, Javier behind me. So again, as you see here, we race. It's almost like a big old family reunion every single time we come out to the racing, because you get to see your friends, you're racing with familiar faces, and then at the same time, we're able to learn one another's racing styles and or strategies. So right now I have Brandon Sanchez of Big Orange. He's making a move up, jumping on. As you see there, we got Fran, I believe that's Fran up there, Wes Morgan, and then you have Brandon Sanchez. So you see Big Orange making a move. If you look to the about 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock, you see another Big Orange guy moving up to the front. So what does that tell me right there? In the race, I did not necessarily pick up on that, but now that I'm watching this footage, what this tells me and what this shows me is it shows me that Big Orange is trying to put together a train. If they can get that fourth guy over with them, they got a 4-man train, and they can possibly try to go off the front and hit that and ramp that thing up, everybody taking turns in their train and doing something good. So right now we see that they're really not capitalizing on that, and so we see that the peloton has swollen again. We've gone to about 5 wide, and I'm still sitting on Furman's wheel. Got Adrian Cole right here. Hector's on the outside trying to move up, and I'm just sitting tucked in, staying out of the wind. That has always been my focus once I was taught that my racing style is different from other people. So we see Jared going up, we see Jorge following him, and again, I'm staying tucked in. I have Dustin Benedict, again in that factory team LEL kit. He's there to my left. We got Josh, number 444, going on the outside in that simple green kit. We see there's a bubble around me. I'm standing on the inside of Furman, inside of Jared, outside of Brandon, outside of Big Oranges. Now I'm holding my line because we see that the peloton kind of had swollen a little bit, which allowed me to move right up to Adrian Cole's wheel. I jump on Adrian Cole's wheel. He has some good form, so I jumped on his wheel, and he's going to tote me for a little bit. We have Gamma Laura right there to the right. Gamma just joined up with Big Orange, so congratulations to you, Gamma, and also his phenomenal teammate and brother Dorian. Also, they have joined up with Big Orange, so congratulations to those two legends, because they did amazing on the racing scene. And so right now I'm sitting behind, I'm not sure who I'm sitting behind. I think I got the wrong name down for you, because I called you Matt, but that's not Matt. I know who you are, but I just can't remember your name right now. But that's a member of FLX Racing. So again, thank you for that quick drive. But right now, sitting behind Hector, sitting behind Tito, and also next to Mark Rocha. Again, staying on the inside of the peloton, staying out of as much wind. So now you see this little break. You see guys going underneath, because you got Felipe, you got Isaac up there. Isaac is now pulling off to the right, and you got Peter Verth, Adrian Cole. You got people moving up on the inside. You got Mark Rocha out there. You have, I believe that's Fran with Big Orange. I'm sitting tucked in on Tito's wheel. not looking to make any serious moves. I jump back on H&S or FLX Racing's wheel, just staying present. I'm here tucked in between Mark Rocha and Hector as they're behind Josh. And so again, staying out of the wheel. So now I jumped on Hector's wheel. We got Mark Rocha falling back. Austin Courier still on my wheel. So we have Hector right here. I'm jumping on Hector's wheel. I've raced with him a couple of times. So I jump on that wheel, let him close down that gap. See, we're right back on the wheel. I kind of come off of him so I don't hit the brakes, but yet he hammers up a little bit. I just easily smooth right back over. Look at my power. My power numbers are very low. They're climbing now, but they were low for the most part just to stay connected to his wheel. We got Gamma Laura looking back for Dorian because usually Dorian leads Gamma out. And then we got Austin Courier still on my wheel. So there is Gamma Laura right there with the yellow and black Force socks. Hashtag feel the force. So as you see there, my camera just died. So this is gonna be very weird, but I hope that you all don't leave, but you would just stick in with. And so we have probably about 3 or 4 laps to go at this point. So my front camera dies, as you guys saw. So right now, this is gonna be all rear camera footage, as you all saw in the vlogger video, but you only saw the last lap in the vlogger video. So right now we have Jared, we have Austin. So Jared's to the left, Austin is on my wheel. We got Javier back there with the pink CDs on. We have, I can't remember your name. I want to say it's Troy or something like that, Big Orange West. I believe that's Ray Vega. I know what your name is at FLNS, but I can't remember it right now. We got Hector right here, Josh. There is Rick. There's Isaac. I'm calling everybody's name as we're passing them. We got Irvin, and this right here is Gamma Laura on the left of the screen. So this is going to be a little bit different commentary because we're looking at rear camera footage. So I can barely tell you what's going on in front of me. I'm just going to be able to tell you what goes on behind me. But at the end of the video, you will see what place I get. So again, have the same people. You see how Austin is staying committed. That's Fran of Big Orange. You have Austin staying committed to my wheel. Like he is not letting too much of a gap happen in front of him. And this is a good, good little different point of view for a commentary because it's not focusing on what's going on in front of me. It's actually now focusing on what's going on behind me. So you see Gamma, you see Isaac making moves up, and then you see this Rays guy, which I believe Rays, they really ride out of North Cal. You got Hector coming up. You have Austin Courier, again, staying committed to my wheel. We have Jared there in the iSpeed Racing. We have Irvin. We got John Snedoza falling back. This right here, the guy to the right in the Cognition kit, that is Patrick English. And so, again, just staying present in the race. You got Austin Courier really being committed to my wheel. And he told me, he's like, you find yourself in good position, so I'm going to stay on your wheel. So we got Jared coming up. We got Mark Rocha following that move. And again, you see here, we're all kind of just stalemated a little bit. Nobody's really making any moves up. Everybody's just kind of in their position as we come up to turn. I want to say this is turn number 3. I want to say this is turn 3 of the course. It's kind of weird being backwards, but it's turn 3. So now we got Brandon Sanchez, number 422. And so again, that's where we are. That's where we are. So again, I want to thank you all for clicking this video and for taking these 40 minutes of your time to watch this footage. And once again, I will ask that if you haven't subscribed, that you would please hit that subscribe button. Actually, send me some comments, hit that like button, and I also ask that you would share the video. So as we're coming up on turn number 3, we're going through turn number 3, and this is a little bit of an up climb. It's just probably like 1%, nothing crazy. So you see here next to Fran, still got Austin Courier on my wheel, passing up Brandon Sanchez. We got Ray Vega all the way to the right. And so now you can really kind of see the faces of the racers versus the butts of the racers, which I know you appreciate that. So I pat myself on the back for taking advantage of the front camera dying to give you all a different perspective. But we have Javier to the far left over there, number 667. We have Wesley Morgan to the far right over here in Big Orange. And we're passing up Mark Rocha, passing up Ray Vega. Yet again, got Austin Courier still on my rear tire, so he's getting out much love. This is I want to say another Jorge right here, those USA cycling bibs. I really like those bibs. I like that neon, not neon, but that navy blue color. This is Dorian coming up right here in the middle. This is Gamma Laura's teammate. Dorian right here pretty much right behind me next to Austin Courier. He and Dorian have recently joined up with Big Orange. So we see Dakota going underneath. We see Jorge And I think Patrick English is on the inside there taking turn number 1 as we just come through that start finish. So now we're in between turns number 1 and turns number 2. I feel like I'm going backwards in time, and this is amazing. So we just passing up some go fast. We got Hector over there. We got Brandon Sanchez over there. We got Hector, Fran. We got Adrian Cole back there. And so right now, everybody's now starting to look for placement and where they want to be as we're coming up, I want to say, on the final 2 or 3 laps of this course. So there's Furman, there's Dakota. You see Dustin Benedict to the far right. So you're getting some faces to some names. And again, not much movement happening right now. Everybody's kind of really just trying to see where they're going to be, what they're going to do, and how they're going to do it, because we're coming up on the last few laps. So there we got Furman, number 417. We got Gamma. We got Austin Croyer. I didn't get my brother's name right here with the black kit with the green, lime green, and red. Or I guess you say green, yellow, and red jersey on. So we're moving up right now. You got Johnson and Doza moving up on the inside, which would be your far right. So the inside would be your right, outside would be our left now. So we got Patrick English right here, Dustin Benedict coming up on him. I just go underneath of Irvin. Irvin's putting down some wides. You see there's a little bit of a gap right there. So we got Irvin and Tito together right here, which is awesome. So those are their brothers and teammates, which is amazing. We got Austin Croyer, lost my wheel. Watch him. He's going to come up and he's going to squeeze out Tito to get back on my wheel. Watch this. He's sitting there, he's just kind of feathering it, and jump right back on my wheel. So kind of push Tito to the outside a little bit so he can get on my wheel. There's Mark Rocha as he's sitting on now Irvin's wheel as we go through turn number 1. Turn number 1, Dustin kind of was on the brakes a little bit. I think he took that corner long. You see he's falling back now. So right now, again, I think we're probably on like the last 2 laps of the course officially. So we got, you see, Dorian and Gamma making a move on the inside. And again, Austin Croyer committed to my wheel, and I do not blame him. We got Croy right there of SC VELO, and his teammates here to the left, number 450. I did not get your name. But yet we're still tucked in. I got Javier right here. I met Javier last week at the Windsey Hunt Parkway training, so it was nice meeting you and your father. Coming up past Patrick English right there to the far right, which again, the far right is the inside, the far left would be the outside. So of course I don't want to be to the far left, especially coming up on these last couple of laps, because again, that's the longest line around the course. It's kind of like a track, you take from the inside to the outside. The inside line would be the shortest line, and of course, who wouldn't want to have the shortest line? So right now we got Johnson Adoza on our right. Johnson Adoza is holding down that inside. Again, Austin Croyer staying committed. We got Rick going on the outside. Austin Croyer is now kind of coming over me, but he holds up. I'll put down some watts to get back up in front of him. We have Irvin on the inside, the far right, and we're making our way. So I think this is coming up onto the final lap. So let's see how the mannerism of the racers takes place to let me know if this is the final lap, which I think this is. So now you see everybody starting to put down some wide. We got Adrian Cole out the saddle. We're coming up on the final lap right now. So right now we're going through the start finish. This is the final lap. So we saw the officials over there ringing the bell. This is the final lap. So what's going to happen now is there's going to be some serious surging, because people want to be up front, but they don't want to be in the front, if that makes any sense. So Adrian Cole goes underneath. We're passing Wesley Morgan. We have Peter Vert to my right. We got Brandon Sanchez right there. We got Wes Morgan watching his teammate Brandon Sanchez of Big Orange. We got Adrian Cole kind of recovering his ground. We got Rick. And then we have John following Adrian on the inside. Again, Austin Croyer staying committed to my rear wheel. This is Mike Starr right here, just behind me a little bit. There's Hector, there's Tito, Adrian. Again, everybody is kind of in the same vicinity of one another. So please forgive me for over-exaggerating these guys' names, wearing these guys' names out. But, it comes with the territory of racing. Again, as I mentioned before, birds of a feather flock together. So now we're in between turns number 2 and 3 on the backside of the course, and we're coming up on turn number 3. So So got Mike Starr there, Adrian Croy. We got Wesley Morgan to the far right. And again, we're trying to stay on the inside lines, trying to hold the inside line down. And so we're between turns number 3 and 4. That's Dakota right there falling back a little bit. There's Caleb. You got Rick coming up a little bit. I think I break or come up on somebody, which was not good. Usually don't want to hit any breaks in this part of the course. Going uphill, passing Felipe, passing some people. I come back underneath Mike Starr. We pass Jared, pass Tito. I actually get right back in front of Austin. And we're coming up on turn number 4. Go through turn number 4. Now we're coming to the finish. I got Peter Verth right here. Austin passes me. Mike is hitting it hard. Irvin is coming really hard. I hold off Mike. Irvin passes me. Jorge sits behind me. As you see, your boy got 11th of 50. I wanted top 10s, but I'll take 11th. It's a lot better than 12th. Thank you guys for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. On to the next one with your boy, CWS, a.k.a. Crit Whit. Peace.